All right. Yo, what up, Knuckles? It's your buddy Philko here, hollering at the only black dude right now that I know of in China. Say your name again for the people.
FLagg, loser Lawa in China.
All right, it's going down. All right, so I know most black people probably have in your past asked you questions about being black in China, but I have a completely different question than that. That doesn't interest me too much because it doesn't worry me. My
Okay.
question for you is, when it comes to being in China, is what city are you in?
Oh well, now I'm in Suzhou, but I've been most of my time has been in Shanghai.
So what is the comparison? What city? You're from the Bronx. So what is the comparison when it comes to the cost of living in your city compared to
The
New York?
cost of living is just like let's see. So I have to go back in December, and I'm staying for 10 days. Um, I'm probably bringing about like $3,000 with me. Um, in terms of the job market, it's like cash just like coming out of my ears because it's so much money to be made, and I'm a teacher, and people don't, they look down upon the teaching profession. But during that crisis, I was here in 2008 and 2009. I did not suffer not one bit. I didn't know. I was like,
Right.
what crisis? What depression? What recession?
Mhm.
So when I got back, I went back in like 2013, I think, because me and my wife, because I'm married, so me and my wife, I was gonna go back. I got her the green card, and I was gonna be like, okay, let's bring my wife and my daughter back. And when I when I landed in JFK, I realized the mistake that I had made of like wanting to move back to the US, because it was just like, I don't know, it was like in America it was like the infrastructure was all fucked up. Like if you compare Kennedy Airport to
Mhm.
Pudong International Airport, like Kennedy doesn't have nothing on it. Like they're not building anything, and that's how you know when an
Right.
economy is good, is when you hear the construction and people building things, right?
Right.
So they're not building anything in America. At least in New York, they're not building shit. The roads are still cracked. The highways are like two lane highways. You go to Shanghai, it's like 4 lane highways. You know what I mean? It looks so
Mhm.
futuristic compared to like New York, and I was like, holy shit, the metro line. I'm not trying to dog on
Mhm.
New York, but that's just how I saw it. Like I'm a New
Nah, be
York boy
real.
for life. I'm a New York boy for life. But if I just woke up tomorrow and you said, okay, spend a week in New York and spend a week in China, in Shanghai at least, I would just say Shanghai hands down. It's just like it's
Mhm.
Shanghai is the surpassing, or China is surpassing America in so many ways. Plus I got arrested when I got back
What the
to,
fuck you do that fast?
huh?
How long were you there?
I was there for like 2 months. I got arrested. No, and
What is
not
this so
not
quick?
because I'm shady. I got arrested because I went for a criminal check, and they found an old bench warrant from 17 years ago of me hopping the train. I was hopping the
God
4 train,
damn.
and then this
Were you a minor 17 years
I was
ago?
like
Oh,
no,
oh,
17 years ago, something like that. Like when I was like 19. I hopped the train just for
I see.
fun. I didn't even get to the train. I just hopped, and then this plainclothes officer arrested me. I went to court. I did the what do you call it?
Community service?
Yeah, the community service. They gave me some card, but I didn't give the card. I was supposed to give it, like go to court and give that card or something to them. The
Hmm.
bureaucracy and shit. So I didn't
Right.
do that because I was like, I can't afford the train. You want me to hop the train again to give them this card? So, I was like, fuck it. I did my community service, and then I just, like freaking 8 years later, I don't know how many years, 6 or 7 years later, I go to China, come back to America, give my criminal check, I give them my passport. Then they just basically arrest me, treat me like a criminal. I thought I had murdered somebody.
Damn.
Cause
So the criminal check is done at the airport, right?
nah, it was
Where's
at
that
the
done?
one police plaza. Where
Why
you
did you
go
have to do that?
because for a job. So
Oh,
so I had to
got
do
it,
a
got it.
so I had to do a criminal
Oh.
check,
Mhm.
and I thought I had killed somebody or something. Shit, I be having them crazy dreams and shit. so so I thought I had did something crazy, and I remember, um, like when I was 17, I got charged but not convicted. Okay,
Right.
of a robbery charge. All right, a gun and robbery charge. I didn't do it. I never held a gun in my life. I'm as cuddly as a kitten, innocent as a kitten, and I thought it had something to do with that. Like maybe they reopened it because they never found out who did that, but it wasn't me.
Right.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? But it had stopped me from doing many things in America. Like I wanted to go to the Air Force and everything,
Wow.
and it stopped me from doing it because you got to charge. You
Hmm.
know, you got to charge. I'm like, I didn't do it. You know, and what was ironic, the lady who fucking charged me was my forensic science teacher.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was
Damn, that's a
like,
twist.
and I'm like, wow. One day I just went off with her to her in class because I was just like, I didn't do this. You just picked any black guy off the street because I was living in some Lily White town in White Plains at the time. So I thought it was that, and they just put me all through the court system when I got arrested for this bench warrant, this outstanding bench warrant. And then when I got to the court, the judge was like, "What the fuck is this shit? Like, why he hasn't committed any crime in like 10 years? You know, because I haven't been here, right?" And it just after that, I was just like, I don't want to go back to America. You know, the standard of living is this. It's not rent is so high in New York.
Oh my God, tell me about it.
Yeah. Plus they're like hawks with your credit. I don't have credit because I haven't. I left when I was like 23. I left America when I was 23. I've been in China since I was like 23 years old, man, like 24.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
You speak Chinese fluently by now.
I wouldn't say fluently, but I speak Chinese pretty
All right,
good.
same here.
Yeah. I
I'm
wouldn't
not
say
pretty good.
fluently. I wouldn't say native, but I could do everything I want without having a translator. So
Same here.
I think that's like pretty good enough. But I should learn more, but I'm just lazy in these kind of ways.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Same
And I
shit.
and I'll end up having an English student because that's what happens when you when you want to learn Chinese. So, yeah, I was like, okay. After I got arrested, I was like, I'm not looking back. I'm not going back. I gotta go back this month, and I'm scared as shit because you know they elected Trump, and I know there's like some kind of craziness going on.
Yeah, he doesn't like China too much. That's what I know.
Well, not about that, but just like freaking people are protesting and people getting shot all the time, and I got arrested before. Now that Obama's left, I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. Like this to make it clear, I voted for Trump. Like because I just
Wow.
want to change. I want to change. I want something different. You know. But just because I voted for him, when I come back, I mean I'm leaving in this December 26th. And I won't be coming back until like January 6th, and he'll probably be in office for January 21st. So I'm sure it's gonna be turned up in January. So that's why I'm scared and I'm frightened. You know, like
Right.
what the fuck is gonna go? What's gonna happen? You know, I got kids here. You know, I got a wife here.
How many? How many?
I got two.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
I'm old, man. I'm old. I'm like 38. Man. I should have two. I'm not having any more. I got a
I ain't
boy
having
and a
any.
girl. Well, I can totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, right.
Being a father, I can understand that. Being an English teacher to children, I can understand that. So,
Right.
basically, like, I guess I'm dying in China, man.
What do you
I
mean
mean,
dying?
like, I'm staying here till I fucking die. Like,
Ah, I see what you mean.
this is my home. Like, I've been
So what,
here
you're
a
a
third of my
resident or
life.
like, well, what's the deal? Like you're a resident, you can stay as long as you want, or you got to leave once every 5 years?
Now, that's the shit about China. Like, you never really a Chinese. I don't know how it is about Russia, but even if you stay here for, besides Stephon Marbury, because he won them like four
Right, of course,
championships.
of course, of
Yeah,
course.
but if you're just a regular Joe Smo, uh, it's hard to get like a permanent like resident. I got like a green card thingy,
So
but
how long it lasts that you can stay?
you
Like how long
still
can you
got
stay and leave?
like every like 2 or 3 years or something. You gotta renew it. It's just a lot of
Damn.
it's a lot of paperwork. I mean,
And
I've been
money.
here for a long time. I mean, I think I know more about China than many Chinese people do.
Same
So
here with Russia. I've been to more places than most Russian people in
yeah,
Russia.
people, it's just like, you're not Chinese, you don't understand China, and I'm like, when you was born again, like I probably been here before you was born. You, you know what I'm saying? And you telling me I don't know shit about China? Like I know a lot. So
All right.
the
All right, my
sound,
other question for you to change the subject, because I'm real curious about this. Is your ass paying taxes?
no,
You don't have
we
to.
don't even pay taxes for our paycheck. Like it's like when they say like you get $3,000 a month, you get $3,000 a month.
No,
You
I
know.
mean, are you paying taxes in America? Because you're still an American citizen. So don't you have to pay taxes in America?
No, I don't pay no taxes, man. I don't pay taxes. I don't.
All right.
I don't. Are you paying taxes? I mean,
I got to.
I file taxes, but I think America's the only country that tell their people that they gotta pay taxes abroad.
This year, I'm not, because I made a fair amount. I'm going to file, but I'm not going to pay. I'm going to file for this certain thing that if you stay outside of America for more than 335 days, your foreign earned income is exempt. So I'm going to go for that because I don't want to pay shit. I'm tired of that.
If you do what? If you stay for
If you stay outside the country during 1 year for at least 335 days, your foreign income can be exempt.
Tops, I've been here for like 2 years.
Yeah, but you have to file for that. Just let me know.
Yeah. But like when I came back to the U.S., I had to file for tax when I was doing the green card. So we got a lawyer. They did everything for us, so it wasn't a problem. I don't think they really like go after you unless you like somebody big, like Roman Polanski or some shit. You know, I'm a little fish. They're not gonna fuck with me.
All right, fair enough. All right, got to the taxes, got to you. Another question. How long have you been smoking? Because I noticed you've been smoking this whole time, and I'm so curious to know
I'm
how
a
often
chain
you smoke.
smoker. I'm chain smoking now. I don't usually chain smoke, but I know it's a bad thing. It's a habit. I've been smoking since I was 17.
Oh, you don't look bad. Pause.
Yeah, but I know I shouldn't be smoking, but I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just trying to stressful, man. you gotta, I'm not on the hard drugs. I just, I got some Budweiser here.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
be
I
careful
usually
talking
do
about
it.
that stuff in China.
Yeah, I usually do it when I'm like speaking to the audience because, like I told people before, I haven't told you before, but I told other people that when I'm on YouTube, it's like I'm walking into a bar. And if I was at a bar, this is what I'd be doing. Right? So when I get off of this, I don't really smoke that much. Because in this school, you can't smoke. Like, you can't smoke outside, you can't smoke near the children. So I don't do that. But when I make a video, it just comes natural and I just do it, man.
So, you've been in China for so long. How many fights have you been involved in?
Fights
no,
where I lost.
I don't want to talk about fights that were like a mutual disagreement, like maybe you were arguing over a parking space. I mean, some shit in which they just started with you for no reason because you're a foreigner. How many fights have you been with that?
There was one when I got into a fight with a guy he was in a BMW,
Nice.
and he called me a nigger.
I'm sorry, but okay.
And I was trying to help this pregnant lady in the car, and he was like beeping his horn, and I gave him the middle finger, and I was like, "Look, there's a pregnant woman." And then him and his friend jumped me, and I
In
had
front of everybody?
Well, the way Chinese fight is not the way Russians fight. All that shit you looking at on TV, kung fu shit, they don't know none of that. Like, to tell you the truth, like, they was just like little girls. They were trying to hit me like little girls,
Yeah.
and I was in a suit, and I was like trying to avoid them. And I had this big Greek guy that was with me, and he wasn't doing shit. I'm like, yo, it's 2 against 1. What's up with the fucking ops? With
Maybe
the
because
help?
they suck.
Yeah.
Maybe because they're bad at fighting in China. It's not like that in Russia. You are definitely right. Russians will stomp you the fuck out.
Yeah, so these 2 guys is trying to get at me, and I'm like, yo, chill. But I really never got into fights with Chinese. It was mainly foreigners.
Wow. I wouldn't see that coming. What the fuck? There's no unity out there?
I wouldn't say it. There's no solidarity. I complain about that a lot. Like, there's not a lot of solidarity. I think I got into like one fight with some Russians. That's in Shenyang next to Vladivostok.
Oh, Vladivostok, you're done.
Yeah. So I'm sure you know about this, but them Russian girls, they be digging the black guys, man. So that this girl digging me, and the guy wasn't even Russian. He was like Turkish or some shit. So it was like a Turkish Georgian guy, and they was like, "That's my girl," and I was like, just beating my friends up until my friend from Chicago came. Then they some Chicago niggas, they don't fucking play. Cause like the African people, they don't stick together. Like when somebody there was Russians there, the Russians would beat these black guys down. The Africans would be alone. So they'd be in a club, the Russian girl dancing with them, because they following the Russian girls, you know what I'm saying? They following them. And they following the Russian girls, and then the guys, they would wait for the other Africans to leave, and then you have 1 or 2 drunk African men, and you have like not only Russian, but it'd be like Russian, Georgian, like this kind, Ukrainian, Turkish people, just jumping these guys, beating the hell out of them. And they would never be like, yo, I'll be back, yo. The black guy would never be like, yo, I'll be back. I'm coming with my boys. That would never happen. He'd just be like, I got beat up. And then that be that. And they would always do that to these guys. Because these guys, they were just like you said. Like, these black men that they just want to be very super friendly. You know, they think they're friends and stuff, but not really. And that's what would just be happening. And I'm American, so I'm just like, I didn't like Russian girls, so I didn't have problems with them. But you know, that one girl, there was some fighting going on. Then I had a fight with these 2 freaking, I think, Australians.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I was trying to help my friend. I was trying to help my friend, and I got my North Face ripped to shreds.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I punched somebody once. I think one time. And then the latest one was basically a argument that could have turned physical very fast with another Australian guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he's like freaking 200 and something pounds, and I'm a $160 soaking wet.
Oh shit.
You know, and this guy's like 215 pounds, Well, he says he's an ex-bodyguard or something like that. So we got into it. He wanted to knock my head off, he said. And listen, I'm not scared of nobody. I'm not scared. I just, if you get in trouble in China, like, first blood, whoever does first blood, they're the one going to jail and getting deported.
Same thing. And in Russia, there's no such thing as self-defense.
Yeah, basically, that's what it is. So if you get into a fight, they're gonna, it's very random. Like, they could hold you and let you go, or they can just deport you because they don't like you that day. But basically, it's first blood. So whoever, no matter if the guy started, if you made him bloody, you gotta pay, and it's the likelihood you will get deported, especially if you're like black, because they think, a lot of them think blacks are like drug dealers, which there are a lot of black people here that are drug dealers that sell cocaine and all this other shit. So, my U.S. passport wouldn't mean shit. It'd just be like, this is another black guy starting trouble. You know, another fight I got into was with another black guy.
Wow.
Because he didn't have a thick skin. You know, he was, all these people staring at him. I helped him get a job. All these people staring at him. He was like, why are all these fucking people staring at me? And I'm like, you in China, man. And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he just took a chair and tried to fucking, like, this guy is like big, you know? And he's trying to beat my ass, man. So I just took a chair and I just smashed it against the back of his head.
Wow.
This was like
WWE.
This was like 6-7 years ago. I smashed it on the back of his head, and I just had a rage. I just kept doing bam, bam. The chair was broken. He left me alone after that. He stopped bothering me after that. But I think that's the only serious fight I ever got into. I never really got into serious fights. But the only kind of these type of fights that can lead to something, they were mostly with other foreigners. Like Chinese people, they like stay out of trouble. They don't fuck with you really that much. Or they can do some verbal stuff to you, which verbal doesn't bother me. They can say all the niggas and shit or all they want. I'm not going to throw the first punch because I know what country I'm in. So it never really gets to that point. And I don't go out to those type of places. I don't go to certain places at night alone. Mm-hmm. If I'm going with somebody, I'm going in numbers where the probability of me getting hit is less than 0 because I'm with 12 other people. You understand? Mm-hmm. So that's that. I have
a similar rule here. Yeah, I have a similar rule here. I mean, I may go places by myself, but I never go places alone with a girl after a certain hour or something like that.
Me
like
too.
out
like,
in the street.
Yeah.
I don't know the area.
Like after 8, when it gets dark.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before I was married, they're talking about, oh, let's go to this club, let's go to that club. Nah, man. Mm-hmm. I'm not going there. Nah, there's gonna be 2 moves. You coming to my house, your ass is on that bed. That's the only 2 fucking moves we doing.
I might have to steal that. I don't know how to translate it, but I might have to steal that.
So, like, I never really went out with girls to a nightclub, with a girl to a nightclub, or a couple of girls to a nightclub, or because they got Indonesian girls, they got Russian girls here, they got all kinds of women. I can go with American girls because they strong as fuck.
Of course.
I wouldn't mind go to a club with an American girl, but like the Asian girls, not by myself, like. I would just go with a guy, another guy, or another Chinese guy, especially. You know.
Of course, that's the best. That's the best way to do that.
Yeah. So.
I think in China, I would be too comfortable though, way too comfortable, and that could lead me to trouble. And the reason I'd be way too comfortable is because growing up, like I've always had, friendly experiences with Chinese people. Growing up in the hood. Or the Chinese people we mostly know are the few in our school who are really good at math and they never cause trouble. And the Chinese people you get food from.
Right.
So growing up, like all the Chinese people I knew were so cool, so nice, and so friendly. So if I'm in China, I would feel that, wow, everyone here is, so nice. They're all Chinese. This should be fun. I might wild out and end up getting myself hurt or something. But in Russia, you know that's not the case. Regardless of where you grew up, if you knew of a Russian neighborhood, you go in that Russian neighborhood, you feel it. You understand it. Even people know they're the toughest white people around. Most people agree.
You'd be okay. You'd be okay in China because you lighter skin, so it's not really about being black. It's about the.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You really think that?
It's about the pigmentation color of your skin, man. The more whiter you are, the kind of safer you are.
People keep telling me that, and you want to know something about that? We should start.
I don't mind it. I'm just like that's just the way it is.
No, I got a lot to say about that. I want to make a part 3 because this one was kind of long. If you want to make a part 3, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I want to start off with that.
I'll make it. Hold on.
All right, let's do it.
What I gotta do? Oh, okay, all I gotta do is stop recording.